أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، خاتم النبيين أبي القاسم محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to our Tuesday night program. Thank you for joining us. Inshallah, we'll start with the recitation of Dua Tawassul. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك وأتوجه إليك بنبيك نبي الرحمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله يا أبا القاسم يا رسول الله يا إمام الرحمة يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين يا علي بن أبي طالب يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا فاطمة الزهراء يا بنت محمد يا قرة عين الرسول يا سيدتنا ومولاتنا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيهة عند الله اشفعي لنا عند الله يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها المجتبى يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا عبد الله يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها الباقر يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا عبد الله يا جعفر بن محمد أيها الصادق يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا موسى بن جعفر أيها الكاظم يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها التقي الجواد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن محمد أيها الهادي النقي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وصي الحسن والخلف الحجة أيها القائم المنتظر المهدي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. Ask for hajat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this dua, let's remember all of those who are in need of prayers, those who are going through struggles, through this disease, as well as those who are struggling financially. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring them out of their difficulties and ease their pain, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ya Sadati wa Mawaliya. إني توجهت بكم أئمتي وعدتي ليوم فقري وحاجتي إلى الله وتوسلت بكم إلى الله واستشفعت بكم إلى الله فاشفعوا لي عند الله واستنقذوني من ذنوبي عند الله فإنكم وسيلتي إلى الله وبحبكم وبقربكم أرجو نجاة من الله فكونوا عند الله رجائي يا سادتي يا أولياء الله صلى الله عليهم أجمعين ولعن الله عاداء الله ظالميهم من الأولين والآخرين آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. لأرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات فاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your hajat and your dua with the recitation of this dua Tawassul, all of your shari hajat that you have. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept them. Inshallah, tonight, very quickly, in the next about 14 minutes that I have prepared a few questions that have to do with the aqaid. And so I thought it would be a good opportunity for us to go through some of these. I'll pose these questions and inshallah we will try and address their answers in the brevity of time that we have. So the first set of questions that I have is that why did Allah create all the mankind or all the creation, especially the mankind? So, of course, there's a reason for the creation of all of mankind, and there's proofs that have been given in this reference. So, this is a question that could arrive or arise in the minds of anyone, especially our young ones, and when they're struggling in their lives, especially when things are not going in their way. So, they may have these sort of questions. So, why did Allah create all the creations, especially mankind? One logical way of looking at it, and I'm not going to be using Quranic references to give some of these answers. I'm trying base all of these answers purely on our logic. So, if a knowledgeable person who is also a good orator speaks well, one shouldn't ask him why you are speaking. His knowledge, his oratory skills demand that he should speak and enlighten others. On the contrary, if this person stays quiet and hides his knowledge and his oratory and his ability to speak, people would question, why don't you say anything? So therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, the Wise, and the Most Merciful, is capable of creating barley from soil and insan from a liquid. If he didn't create, then one should ask why he didn't utilize his might and his power. Not on the contrary. So the analogy that we're trying to associate here with the logic behind why God created human beings is that of an orator, is that of a skilled speaker who's also knowledgeable. That if that speaker, that knowledgeable orator, if he remains silent, then people will question, why don't you speak? On the contrary, if he speaks, nobody will question, why do you speak? Because he's benefiting others through his oratory, through his knowledge, and through his skills. Similar is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from this one logical aspect as to if Allah did not create, then it would be asked, why didn't you create with all the might, all the wisdom, and all the power that you have? The fact that Allah is able to create barley from the soil and insan, human being, with a liquid, then of course it demands that he should definitely create. So one should not be questioning, why did Allah create all the creations? And rather they should be saying, if he hadn't created, then why didn't he create? Second question in this reference is, what is the role of faith in God in our lives? So how and where does faith fit in? Now, there could be a lot of answers that could be given in this aspect or in this area of our life. So I'll try and again use some logical answers or some logical examples to draw our minds closer to this aspect. So what is the role of faith in God, for example, in our lives? My life, which not my life, but an average person will say, well, what is the role of faith in my life? Or me being a person of working at a house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I won't be asking this question, but a layman would be asking this question. So if you walked into a house with the knowledge that there is no owner or resident in the house, you will not worry so much about your actions in the house since you are not being watched by anyone. But the moment you realize that there are surveillance cameras installed everywhere, your actions would be a lot different. I don't want to take your minds off the question, but we've seen in the recent past, a lot of these incidents, unfortunate incidents that took place in some of these malls, some of these areas which were due to lockdown were completely abandoned. And people stormed into these, malls and these shops. And of course, they took whatever they wanted, thinking that they will not be caught on surveillance. And many of them actually got away because there wasn't any surveillance. But many of these things were caught on camera and they were brought to light. So imagine you walk into a house and you know that there isn't anyone living there. There's no owner, there's no resident. You will not worry so much about your actions, how you go about doing things or saying things, for example, for that matter. But the moment you realize that there are surveillance cameras all over the place installed, your actions and course of action would be different. Example of this, for example, when you come to masjid, inshallah, one day when it's fully functional again, you will start coming, or when you go to any public facility, where there's constant, and they mention that there's a camera, which is surveillance camera. So likewise, if we believe that this universe has an owner, a creator by the name of Allah, who in his affairs is wise and precise. These are some of the sifat of Allah that are mentioned in Quran. And there also exists a place of accountability known as the hereafter. And we also know that all of our actions have consequences in the form of reward or punishment. In such a situation, we will be more mindful towards what we do and what we don't do. We will refrain from things the owner of this house doesn't like and strive to do things which the owner of his house is satisfied with. So that's how you define the role of faith in God in your lives. That the fact that God, alam ya'lam bi anna Allah yara, that God is everywhere and that God sees everything. There's surveillance upon you, and therefore you're being watched 24/7. So that brings what? The sense of accountability, sense of, correcting your actions, that if your actions were not good, you would correct them. And that's why you see a lot of time people, when they commit a crime, crimes are usually committed in the darkness of night, in the dark, they use the darkness of the night to go ahead and commit these crimes. Very rarely do you see someone in a broad daylight go ahead and commit a crime. So therefore, that's the example usually is given, that someone, they stole in the broad daylight. It's a surprising aspect. Why do you think this slang was created? For someone's audacity, right? So audacious that they went ahead and did it in broad daylight. So usually all the crimes are committed at nighttime so that there is darkness prevails and you would not be seen by an onlooker. But this is where the concept of God, faith in God in our lives comes into play. Again, I'm going through these questions very quickly so that I can get to all of them. Number 3, does God need our prayers that he has ordered us to perform salat and face the Kaaba? Again, coming more and more, so I may utilize an ayat or two just to prove, again, logically, our point, that as to, does God need our prayers? We realize, we're posing this question to, and answering this question and posing this question to those who believe in God. It's not like they don't have belief in God, because the person who's debating whether they should pray or not already has a belief that there's a God who has ordered them to pray. So that prerequisite is already there. So you won't be speaking about this prayer to someone, who doesn't even believe in God, let alone then worshiping that God. That question itself is a question to be addressed, that how is it possible for someone not to believe in God? Inshallah, I'll address that as well another time. So does God need our prayers? We always hear the precise answer from the Quran that, Allah is ghani and he's self-sufficient. He's not in need of anything. Of course, he's not in need of anything. That he has ordered us to perform salat and face the Kaaba. To answer this logically, if all the people built their houses facing where sun rises or sets to gain maximum amount of sunshine, and this day and age with these solar panels being installed on top of your roofs, you can understand this concept. Some of the houses, because of the way they're facing, they don't get maximum daylight, and so these solar panels may not get enough. But some of the houses where they are getting the maximum, you see that their entire roof is packed with these solar panels. So imagine if all the people built their house facing where the sun rises or the sun sets to gain maximum amount of sunshine. Does that increase anything for the sun? Or on the contrary, does that decrease anything for the sun? For example, if all the people build their houses away from the place where the sun rises, or, for example, in the midst of trees where the sun rays would not come directly on their houses, will that decrease anything from the sun? If you were to build it toward sun when you can gain maximum solar energy, or were you to build in a place where you would have minimum or zero solar energy, will that increase anything of the energy that the sun possesses, or the light that the sun possesses, or decrease anything from it? Of course, the answer will be negative, no. We realize from this example that sun is not in need of people, whether they face it or they turn away from it. Rather, it is the people who are in need of it. That's why any person of rationale would say, why do you turn away from the sun? There's so many good things that you can gain out of it. The entire energy system depends upon it. There's life with the sunlight. Without it, there won't be any life. And our planet, the way it is situated, we get just the enough so that it's not too hot for us, nor does it get too cold for us. That's the issue with other planets in our solar system. So with that said, likewise, God is not in need of worshipers that he has ordered them to pray. Rather, it is the people who by facing God attain the favors from him and progress upwards. It is mentioned in Quran, in Surah Ibrahim, ayat number 8, if you and everyone on the earth turn to disbelief, know that God is self-sufficient and praiseworthy. That Allah ghaniyun hamid, that indeed Allah is self-sufficient and he is praiseworthy. If all the people in the universe became kafir, it would not affect God one bit, because he is self-sufficient and he is not in need of our prayers. So in return, the sun benefits us. Lack of sunlight would, harm us. So when we worship God, and this is just a comparison, because sun is also a creation of God. Just imagine when this creation of God is so beneficial, God himself, how beneficial he would be. And if we were to turn away from Allah, how it could be harmful to us. Inshallah, I've run out of my time, but we will bring more of these questions, and the ones that we could not get to today or tonight, we will address them, inshallah, in the following week. Thank you very much for listening. Again, inshallah, join us on Thursday night program, Shabi Juma program. It'll be in Isa al-Sawab Majlis at 7:30, and the live Juma Khutbah at 1 o'clock, inshallah, on Friday. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.